Hi everyone, my name's Sam Bramham. I was a member on the Australian Paralympic swimming team. Of course, to be a member on a Paralympic team, you need to have a disability. Mine isn't that obvious at the moment because I'm wearing pants. I can't show you.
Why not?
There's always one pervert, isn't there? All right. I don't do this much, guys. That's my leg there.
Oh.
My publisher is actually in the crowd here from Affirm Press. His idea was to, well, he says it wasn't his idea. Martin Hughes said, why don't you do a nudie run across the MCG with your running leg? Maybe that will promote the book a bit. And he said, no, I'm just joking. But his eyes said completely otherwise. They were saying, like, do it. But sex sells. Anyway, I don't have an interesting story for you as to how I actually lost my leg. It's actually quite boring. I was born without it, so no shark attack or crocodile attack. Which has always bothered me. I always wanted something more interesting, which is why I lie about it constantly. There was no there was no answer as to why I was born without my leg. Mum didn't do anything bad during pregnancy. There was nothing hereditary. It was just, one of those, random things. I'm someone that likes to have answers, so I jumped to my own conclusion that my parents just don't know how to have sex properly and didn't finish the job. So it's their fault. Thanks, Mum and Dad. Maybe, I don't know what Dad was up to that night, but he wasn't giving his 100%. It's disgusting. Anyway, I do have a story to tell. So with my leg, I guess the best thing about growing up with my prosthetic leg was definitely my family and friends. There was no special emphasis put on me because I had one leg. I had a very normal upbringing, went to an able-bodied school, did able-bodied sports, and it was in sports where I found my success, but also my failures, or I should say my epic failures. I got that over there? That's good. But the best thing that I thought personally, the really best thing about having a disability, especially one leg, were the pranks I could pull. And I've been in a lot of trouble for these pranks. This idea with using my leg to pull pranks started off when I was 5 years old. I'd been in the supermarket with my mother. I'd be wearing pants just like I am now. I'd detach my leg, which is held on by suction, turn the foot around backwards and drag it down the shopping aisle like that. You can imagine the reactions from the older folks as well. I was kicked off a Year 10 horse riding camp at school. I thought it'd be funny to jump off the back of the horse, leave my prosthetic leg in the stirrup. I'd jump off, the horse would ride off my leg, but the joke was on me because I was left there standing in my undies without my leg and the horse had ridden off somewhere and I got sent home. But my piece la resistance, my ultimate prank was in 2007. It was just before the Beijing Paralympics. Some friends and I were camping at Merimbula, which is a nice, beautiful beach town up there. We got quite bored, so we thought, what's some fun we can have? And said, well, we have to do a fucking shark attack prank, don't we? We thought, of course we have to. Like, why wouldn't we? So we devised up a plan, and I was actually arrested for this prank as well, but I'll get to that bit as well. It's all Googleable, it's all there, it is true. We went round to the local Macca's, asked the girl behind the counter for as many sauce sachets as she could give us, those things that rip her over chips. Took that, went round to the local beach, or I should say the family beach. Now, for those who have been to Merimbula, the family beach there's rocks going down one side, perfect dunes going down the other side, perfect opportunity for us to hide behind these rocks to prepare to fake our shark attack. To better paint the picture for you, it was about a 30-degree day, light breeze coming through, so it wasn't too hot. 500 people on the beach, mums, dads, kids, building sandcastles, things like that. Another 500 people in the water itself, boogie boarders, surfboarders, people splashing around. So about 1,000 in total. While all this is going on, myself and my 5 idiot friends were behind the rocks, laughing like little girls. I'm doing these sauce sachets, thinking, how good is this? Who hasn't thought of this? I mean, genius. The leg came off. We were pouring the sauce all over the top part of my leg, up the side of my stomach, replicating what we thought it would look like to be mauled by a shark. From there, our plan was I'd hang dead between my friends, they'd call out shark, they'd get a fright, they'd realise it was a joke and we'd be the funny guys in town. So that's how we thought it would go ahead. We went ahead with it. My mates started screaming shark. So I think they screamed shark like twice. Shark, shark. Now, before they could scream out shark for the third or fourth time, this ear-piercingly loud shark alarm went off on the beach. Now, if you guys can imagine what 1,000 people in total do when they hear a shark alarm, pandemonium. So people are getting up, running into each other and falling down. There's parents going up to the water and grabbing kids that aren't even theirs and just throwing them one by one. There were mothers that were tanning with their bikinis untied. They got up and ran, so we looked too. My friends had thrown me in the water by this stage, or dropped me into the water. They turned around and piss bolted as fast as they could. I didn't have my legs, so I sort of got up on the one leg. But as I got up, and this all happened in about a minute and a half tops, there's a police car hammering straight over the hill, followed by an ambulance, followed by a fire truck. Have no idea why the fire truck came along. Must have felt left out. The only thing I could do was just hop as fast as I could. Back behind the rocks, my mates were gone, but they were nice enough to leave my $30,000 prosthetic leg there unattended. So good mates. I grabbed my leg, threw it straight back on. Now remember at the start I said my leg's held on by suction. If you guys can imagine what it's like putting a stump in a suction cup with sauce and water, it's making farting noises as I'm running off, squirting stuff everywhere. Get to the main road, there's police cars everywhere, so I thought, look, I need to stealth it back somehow. So I stealthed it back, got back to the campsite, jumping through people's backyards before getting to the campsite. I get there, my mate's about to crack me a beer. Just as I sit down, a police car pulls up out the front, and I'm trying to wipe bird shit off my shoulder and cover myself up. He goes, you, get in the car. I got in the car. I had to spend about 8 hours in the police station that night, so 7 hours in the lockup itself. Ironically, he gave me Macca's for dinner, which was pretty nice. But the next hour was spent in the reception answering questions like, do I love sharks? Do I hate the beach? Do I like ruining people's holidays? Just trying to waste my time like I'd wasted their time and resources. But the first thing that popped into my head was, how'd you find me? And he said, well, it wasn't too hard looking for a one-legged idiot with sauce all over himself playing Rambo through our small town. So I was busted from the start, and he sort of looked at me like, you dickhead. So I was caught, I was busted, but that's the fun you can have with a disability. I've been doing it my whole life. I've been in more trouble than that. That's all in my book, 3/4 Man. It's in all stores, major stores around Australia. Go get it. There's another plug, 3/4 Man, just in case you didn't hear it. But I guess this is about the biggest fail. And surprise, surprise, that wasn't my biggest fail. That was a success for me. That was a win. My failure happened in 2004, and I do write very colourfully about this experience because it does filter out through the whole book. It starts off with my lowest point in my career, and this is it. It was at the Athens Paralympics in 2004. Before I got there, before I qualified for the team, we went to the trials, of course. Absolutely shitting myself nervous. I'd been training so hard. I was 16 years old, nowhere near of a chance of even making the team. I needed to be in the top two. Went out behind the block in front of the crowd up in Sydney. 15,000 people strong, screaming, making noises. I saw mum and dad in the crowd. It was good to see them, wave to them. Mum blew me a kiss. It was good to see my swimming club, which were there as well, supporting me, cheering for me. Got up behind the block, gun went off, dived in. What do I have to do? It's my 100-metre butterfly main event. How do I do this thing? Okay, I need to have my game plan. Kick, 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 kick. Strong breakout, power down for that first 50, hit the wall, come back nice and hard, save some energy in that third 25, and that last one, really bring it home. So I was thinking about it the whole way through. Did my race plan, powered on. It got to that last 25, and I thought, this is like one of my last chances of achieving my goal, to make the Athens Paralympic team. I really want to be on this team. This is my last chance. Thinking of that, this surge of energy started rushing through my body, and the pain wasn't there anymore. I went numb. And I thought, fuck, have I had a stroke or something? Like, is this... Oh, I'll use it anyway. So I powered in, hit the wall, Australian record, qualified for the team in one swim. So I'd achieved my goal. Thank you. That's actually the first time that's happened. That's great. I'm going to try and encourage that. So basically, I'd achieved my goal and I was off to Athens. Went over to Athens, and still, like, the village was amazing. Everything's free. I had the best fun with all my mates. So of course, we're terrorising the place. We're encouraged to stay in the rooms and watch videos because we like to kick the footy before the competition. If I sprain an ankle, I'm pretty much stuffed. I've got one ankle to sprain. So we're encouraged to watch movies. I was competing on the second day. Again, extremely nervous. Went out to the marshalling room. Even though I was the fastest guy in Australia, no one knew who I was. I was still ranked, I think, about 30th in the world at that stage. Australia weren't ranking that high in my category in butterfly. Sat down in the marshalling room in one of the slower heats, went out behind the block, and the size of this crowd, it was like 30,000 people strong, screaming from all different countries, bangs going off. It was absolutely pandemonium. Mum and dad were there supporting me again. It was good to see them there. And this time the whole Australian team were there supporting me as well. So it was good to see their support. Got up behind the block, gun went off. The exact same thing in Sydney, my race plan kicked in. What do I have to do here? Kick, 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 strong breakout, power down, hit the wall, come back nice and hard. The same thing in Sydney. In that last 25 metres of that race, this thought came into my head, similar to Sydney trials. This is like the Paralympics, the pinnacle of your sport. This is where the best are. If you want to make a dent at your first Paralympics, this is where you're going to have to do it. So thinking about that again, thought I had another stroke. I thought, stuff, this is taking 10 years off my life. I don't care, I'm going to use this. This is important right now. Powered in, hit the wall, turned around and looked at the results board, came in first with a world record. So I've gone from, oh, again, that's great. Woo! Like that. So came in first, the world record. And when something like that happens, you do turn into a bit of a wanker. I'm standing there saying, fuck yeah, like cheering for myself and waving. It's even worse when there's all these TV cameras looking right down your lane and my coach is on the side of the pool going, shut the fuck up and get out. So I got out. Anyway, my coach said to me, look, you've gone from one of the slowest guys to the fastest guys in the world. You are the best at it. Go back to the village and sleep. You're going to get a gold medal tonight. That's when it hit me. At my first Paralympics, at the age of 16, I'm going to get a gold medal. I'm the fastest in the world. That's all I could think about. Out of how many people in the world that do this event, I'm now the best at it. Went back to the village to try and sleep. I couldn't sleep. I was laying on the bed having a fit, thinking about how good this gold medal was going to be. Went back in there that night. Went down to the marshalling room, thinking, how good is this gold medal going to be? I mean, this is like, I'm the best at it. I've broken the world record by 2 seconds. It's mine. Sat down in the final. This time everyone knew who I was. There was the ex-world record holder, Andrew Haley from Canada on my left, Jesus Collado from Spain on my right, who was the up-and-coming or the potential gold medalist. What they were doing is they were trying to sledge me. You'd think that we could all bond or have a tighter bond because we all have a disability, that we'd bond over that. No, they're worse. So we drink a lot of bicarb soda before a swim, which keeps the lactic levels down, but that, of course, gives you gas. So Jesus Collado's farting on me. Andrew Haley is trying to put on his goggles, but he's elbowing me in the head. So I'm sort of in between, like, don't want to smell that, but getting pushed back into it by Andrew. Awkward situation to be in. I thought, look, fart away, elbow you want. I'm going to keep my farts in, it'll keep me more buoyant. Anyway, we went out behind the block, and all I could think about was how good this gold medal was. Got up, bang, dived in. How good is this gold medal? Powered down for that first 50, touched the wall, came back for that second 50. How good is this gold medal going to be? Hit the wall, turned around, looked at the results board, came in third. Now I was still ecstatic. I mean, it's my first ever Paralympics and I've grabbed the bronze medal, far surpassed any expectations that I ever had for myself. But at the same time, I'm thinking, hang on, I swam slower. Like, I've swam slower in the final that I did in the heats. That's not how it works. You're supposed to go faster. Got out, mixed bag of emotions. I felt happy, angry, sad. It was a weird experience. My coach said, don't worry about it. It's a gold medal, it's a bronze medal, it's great. There's always Beijing in 4 years' time. After Athens, coming home from that, I was travelling, while I was at school, travelling up to 7 different countries a year for 2 years after that. So up until 2006, 7 different countries a year, smashing the guys that beat me in Athens. I was training furiously. It was all I focused on because I was so aggravated by what happened there. Breaking the world record, twice over. No matter how many times that I broke this world record, though, or grabbed gold medals from around the world, that chip on my shoulder was still there. That why did I fail there in Athens? What is it fail? What happened there? What went wrong? This was answered for me 2 years later at the Commonwealth Games, which are here in Melbourne. And we were lucky enough to have Kathy Freeman speak to us before we went into the village. Anyway, so I thought, look, this is Kathy Freeman, one of our greatest athletes. I'm going to go get some tips. Went up to her, I said, Kathy, my name's Sam. I'm 18 years old, in the middle of my swimming career. What are some secrets to success? She said, I can help you there. Eat healthy. I had my little notepad going, yo, I eat healthy. I didn't know that one. I'll just write that down. I was just doodling. I said, come on, Kathy, like a real secret, just something really good. She goes, sorry, train hard. I thought, oh, whoa. It's an even better one. Didn't know that. Got to the last one, I'm going, Kathy, please, just something only you know, something that we can just share between the two of us so I can get a bit of an edge. She said, okay, I know what you're talking about. Stay focused, soak up the atmosphere. I thought, got nothing from that at all. Went to my hotel room, laid down on my bed to go to sleep, but the only thing that I could think about was her last point. Stay focused, soak up the atmosphere. Stay focused, soak up the atmosphere. It was really resonating with me, going over and over and over, like a slap in the face that took me back to Athens. Reminded me of 2 swims. My swim and this guy called Puff Puff swim. Now, the story behind Puff Puff, which I'll talk about first, when we were in the village, you go to the food hall every day for breakfast, lunch and dinner. Every day, breakfast, lunch and dinner, without fail, there's this one-armed Chinese guy smoking at the front of the food court. Now, it's pretty rare to see someone punching darts at an Olympic village, which is, the pinnacle of health and fitness and all this kind of stuff. So we thought, he must be a one-arm physio or an ex-athlete who's an advisor. I mean, you can't smoke and compete at this level. I mean, it's impossible. You blow your lungs apart. You can't get here like that. Anyway, so we nicknamed him Puff Puff because he's always puffing away on his cigarettes. We go, hey, Puff Puff, and he'd wave to us with his little arm like that. On the last day of competition, we were watching the 100-metre freestyle, which is the biggest event at the Olympics, the Paralympic, Commonwealth Games, everywhere. It's the one that everyone goes to. So we're sitting in the crowd watching the heats. The slowest heats comes out. So they do the slowest heats first, all the way to the fastest. There was about 20 heats. The slowest heats come out. All these, severely disabled people walk out with severe physical disabilities. All walk out, wheel out, whatever. And there's Puff in lane 8. We're going, fucking hell, like what? Oh, he's going to help someone get into the water. That's his job. Like, he's announcing that someone's scratched. That's his job. Okay, we get it now. How silly of us to think, anything else. Anyway, they blow the whistle. Off comes the tracksuit. He's standing there wearing the Chinese Speedos, the big one pieces that we were able to wear back then. So we're thinking, shit, this race just went from the most boring and slowest to the most interesting and exciting because someone's going to drown at the Paralympics. So we're extremely excited. We're on the edge of our seats now going to start the race. Some of us are going, no, let's tell the lifeguard. We're going, no, stuff that. Let's start this race. Anyway, they usher the crowd down. The guys get up on the block. Before the starter can shoot the gun, Puff gets up with his shorter arm like this and his longer arm and goes like this to this side of the crowd. To this side of the crowd. We're thinking, like, you smug asshole. All right, we'll give you a clap. You're going to drown in 15 seconds, so let's, enjoy this. Anyway, they usher the crowd down, gun goes off, they all dive in, as suspected, Puff, no. These guys power down at a pretty fast pace for that first 50. They tumble turn. Puff tumble turns for his first 50. They come back for that back end. Puff's about 15 metres behind. We're like, look, at least he's going to finish the race. He hasn't drowned, that's a good thing, I guess. Anyway, look, good on him. Anyway, in the last 25 metres of the race, this Puff kick, this powerful 2 legs, bang, 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 out the back they engage. This little arm going crazy through the water like a little, motorboat rudder. And his long arm just pulling through the water, powering through, catches up a metre. In front, world record in fastest for the final. So we're sitting there like this. Okay, that's a fluke. He has to come back in tonight and do it again. Look, let's give him the benefit of the doubt and, we'll see how he goes. I mean, he's probably punctured too many holes in his lungs. He's not going to come back anyway, but let's, We go into the village, we come back more prepared, we've got our shirts off, we've got Puff written across our stomachs. We've got these big inflatable sticks that we've painted like cigarettes, so there's something familiar for him in the crowd that we're waving. Anyway, we sit down with the Chinese team, of course, we want to be part of it. All the other events are happening, they come out, and finally, the event that everyone's been waiting for, there's like 50,000 people in the crowd, the 100-metre freestyle, our hero walks out in lane 4, the fastest lane. All these other guys that are about 4 foot taller than him, this guy's 2 foot nothing, they're half growling at him. They're confused by how he got into the final in the first place. We're sitting there going, come on, Puff, we're whacking the cigarettes together. The Chinese team is sitting there in complete silence. Anyway, so they get up behind the block, the same thing in the morning. Puff gets up to that side of the crowd. To that side of the crowd. The whole crowd gets up and starts roaring for this guy. We're banging these cigarettes again. The Chinese team's still composed. Like if he fails, there's no going back. It's just... Anyway, they usher the crowd down, gun goes off, they all dive in, as suspected, Puff with the fastest guys in the world, forget about it. These guys power down at lightning pace. They tumble turn for their first 50. Puff tumble turns his first 50. They come back, he's about 20 metres behind, no chance catching these guys, but we thought, look, at least he held his world record for the morning, that's good, these guys are going to smash it. That kick. Bang, 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 out the back, it engages. Little arm like around like a little rudder. Long arm, rips through the water like this. Powers through, catches up a metre. Just in front, even faster world record, gold medal. Now the crowd is going like in absolute roar. Like everyone's just like, wow, look at this. Yeah, let's give Puff a clap as well. He needs one too. So the crowd is in absolute hysterics, but I'm sitting there going, how unfair. I mean, I broke the world record on the heat. Why couldn't I do it in the final? I don't smoke or anything like that. Why can't I do it? What happened to mine? Anyway, 2 years later, thinking about what Kathy Freeman said to me, stay focused, soak up the atmosphere, I thought about my swims. My swims in Sydney for the heats and finals where I went in completely focused. When I dived into the water, I knew what I had to do. Kick, strong breakout, power in, hit the wall, come back nice and fast. I also soaked up the atmosphere. I waved to mum and dad. I waved to my swimming club. There was an emotional reason that supported me. There was something there that made me go that little bit faster, whether I was showing off in front of them, I didn't want to disappoint them. There was something that had their presence that did something good for me, soaking up that atmosphere. Now, if we look at Puff swim, I mean, this guy was excellent. He went in focused, because to engage that kick, that was his tactic in the pool. He must have been focusing on that. But he soaked up the atmosphere. He used the atmosphere. Look at my final swim. I was thinking about a gold medal that I didn't even have yet. And as a result of that, cost my country and, more importantly, myself a gold medal, something so easily in reach. I'm not saying, start up smoking, you'll be the best swimmer in the world. But look what he did. It was so focused in both of his swims, so composed, but soaked up the atmosphere. That, for me, was it's ironic that we're talking about failures, and I did fail there, but it's the biggest success of my career. I learned so much from that one point in my life. Every competition that I went into after that, no matter how well I did in the heats, if I broke the world record by 2 seconds, 3 seconds, I'd go in just as composed for the final. I learned something so valuable from that failure, from that epic fail. Yeah. So, I'm not done yet. I'm about to. So I think I'm wrapping up now, so thanks for the sort of send-off, like get off. Success for me, sport is sort of unpredictable, so is life, and that resonates through everything. It's so applicable, it's not funny. So we are going to fail, we are going to succeed, but don't look at failing as the end. Look at it and go, okay, well, I stuffed up the first time. How can I go back to the drawing board, fix it up, go back into the pool, try again. Try a third time, try a fourth time, try a fifth time if you have to. I guarantee the more times that you rectify something, an error, and go back and give it another crack, you will achieve what you want. In my swimming career, I've failed more than I've succeeded, and I'll continue to do so in life and in my new sport, paratriathlon, because that's the unpredictability of it. It's supposed to be hard. If it was easy, everyone would do it. That's why I love life. That's why I love sport. I'll keep on failing, and hopefully I'll keep on succeeding. I need those two. We need to win. But we are human. It's in our nature to do that. And I'm ever grateful for that. So, guys, I do focus a lot about this, last plug for the book, heavily in my book. It's about the pinnacles, the pitfalls of being an elite athlete, what comes with it, having a disability, even speak about my first time having sex with one leg. It was a weird experience. Do I take my leg off to do it, or do I leave it on? Strange. But I go into a lot of detail about that, and it is the swimming, not the sex stuff. Oh, there's a bit. But anyway, I better wrap this up. Thank you guys so much, and enjoy the rest of the show. Cheers.